You are the Soul Master and the second fight against you. And we've got the Soul Warrior. Really cool. And a bench. Okay, that is awesome. Well, for me though, I guess it's time for me to leave. So let's find a way out of here. Now hopefully the exit is just normally out of here, so... still weird. Like, this is all happening inside a dream of that thing. Which is just, honestly, weird. So many questions, but I will either figure them out on my own by playing through that DLC in my spare time, or maybe looking up something online regarding lore videos, cause, oh dear god. Anyway, for the time being though, small little detour. For now, it is time for us to head back, and I'm thinking, yeah, if I take a look at my charm menu right over here, what I see is that the only thing I'm missing right now, if this one indeed counts as a full charm, even though I can't equip it, we're only missing our unbreakable strength charm right now. I kind of want that back, and after that I want to go and visit Salubra, so that means I'm going to need a lot of Geo, and there's only one place I can go for that amount of Geo. And that be Relic Seeker Lemm. Because really, if there's someone who has the money for me, I don't even know if it's gonna be enough, but I've got a lot of stuff, he has a lot of lore, and we really need to talk. How are you doing, by the way, Lemm?
War's son?
Admiring my shop, are you? Well, I'm no squatter. This place was dead empty when I moved in, and there's no one left alive who would lay claim to the tower. If you fancy yourself a domicile in the city, go find somewhere else, preferably in another building. I'm well content with just my relics. I'm not after neighbors. Fine enough, but what do you really think? The short one's got an odd look about it, though vaguely familiar? Yeah. So even you are not sure about me. I seem familiar, and there have been multiple vessels around. It's all of it is still weird. Anything else to say, by the way? We've talked enough, I think. Relics need cleaning. Texts need deciphering. Out with you. This isn't a museum. It will soon be a museum because I've got a lot of goodies for you. Starting because I'm curious. Arcane Egg. Ah, this seems like a simple egg, but it's actually a precious relic from before the birth of Hallownest. I pay a small fortune for it. Please sell it to me. You're just so desperate. I love it. One arcane egg. I don't like the fact that you can only sell one at a time, but sure.
War's son?
Another arcane egg? It's a rare chance to own 2 of these. I'll be the envy of all my colleagues. Though my purse is feeling much lighter for it. Oh, you think it's a lot of Geo? These eggs are the most desired find from time before Hallownest, but they're not the only remnant of that age. You may have come upon them, those old statues that seem a store for soul. They too prove its existence, though in a larger, cruder form. I was wondering about those things. They've been spread throughout all of the kingdom holding soul, and I've never really asked any questions regarding them. Can I dream nail them, by the way? Might be worth trying out. But yeah, a lot of the lore of this world is still a mystery to me. Anyway, another arcane egg. Have fun. I am going to need the money, and I don't think I'm gonna have enough in the end.
War's son?
A third arcane egg. You're an exceptional explorer to have found so many. It's curiosity. An egg is a perfect protective form. In Hallownest we use stone journals or tablets, our text engraved atop. These eggs are far more secure. Their records are stored within. In fear of damaging the eggs, I'm only able to access the outer layer. But it's clear those in the distant past could somehow access information stored even deeper within. If only I could find a way to do so. Just think of the discoveries to be made. Definitely. So what about all of these idols of the king in that case? Like, you spoke about 5 knights. You don't sound too happy about me bringing you another king's idol. If you look closely, each of these idols is subtly different. There are fine engravings about them that take some time to decipher. I suspect each was tailored to the owner, a personalized symbol of the king's omnipotence. Omnipotent? I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Okay, so still a mystery regarding who those 5 knights were. Like, was the Dung Defender one of them? I think so, but I don't know. Anyway, have another one. I need lots more geo from you. Another king's idol. Have you visited the remnants of his palace? It's deep down below the city, in the bedrock of the kingdom. It must have been an impressive sight in its time, but now there is nothing left. It's a strange thing though. There are no signs of conflict around the area. It's as though the whole palace just vanished. Yeah, okay, so there is that knight fellow slumped over, dream particles coming out of him. I'm thinking he's a dream boss or something. Just like how I accidentally faced the Zote. I didn't mean to face him, but if that was the king's palace, indeed it is in complete ruins and there's nothing left. So what happened to it? I think we might figure that out once we actually use a dream null on that guy. But anyway, for the time being, more king's idols, more geo.
Oh, Paul.
A king's idol. I've often wondered the true visage of the king. Depictions are of an imposing, gleaming figure in a fiercely horned crown. I suspect there's much embellishment in the imagery, though. A ruler seeking worship tends to hide their blemishes. It'd do no good to appear a common bug. Maybe, but at the same time, why not rule as the big bloody worm that he was? Why turn into a smaller version? So many questions regarding this king. A king's idol? With as many of these as you have delivered, the other Relic Seekers are like to think I've gone mad for the king. Or maybe you have. Who am I kidding? They'll only be jealous of my collection. Find me more! Yes, I will. One more for you. Here you go. Oh god.
Oh, Paul.
A king's idol. Aww. No new text? Oh, fine. Okay, fine. I'm getting closer though, and that also means I will have 15,000 by the end of this. Which means Helena Seal. Another Helena Seal. Pass it over. I enjoy collecting their like, but there's little information to be gleaned of each. Mind you, they do keep a nice shine about them, and there's nothing wrong with appreciating something purely on aesthetic merits. Very true. And if they're still worth a little bit of geo, Helena Seal, eh? Give it here. Do you have anything else for me? If not, get your damp little self out of my home. Oh, come on. You know you like them, and I have a whole lot more. Come on, Lemm. I'm showing my appreciation to you by handing you all of these shiny things. Others have told me there's a statue out by the city's entrance depicting a large knightly figure. Could be one of the kingdom's great 5. I'd have looked it over myself, but the gate's long been shut tight, and it's too much hassle taking the long way around with all those blasted husks about. I might want to check that out, by the way. Maybe. Anyway, one more. Yep, that's another Helena Seal, alright. The shop will be overflowing with these things soon. Yeah, I'd never guessed so many would still be lying around. If they're as common as you make them seem, maybe I've been offering too much for them. No, they've been extremely rare. You should offer more. Definitely offer more. I have 8 of them. Another Helena Seal. I'll pass it on then. Oh, you're not even saying anything anymore. Really? Is that it?
Oh, Paul.
Helena Seal. You're a talented collector, alright. The best I've met. If you keep at it, I worry I'll run out of space in my shop. You say it was a museum. You're not selling anything, you're only buying stuff. It's...
War's son.
Let's see. Yep, Talent Collector, brilliant. Alright, in that case, for the lore department, let me sell a few Wondrous Journals to you. Another Wondrous Journal. I might not offer a lot for each, but they're plentiful about the caverns, and I doubt you'll find another willing to make trade for Geo. Well, I'm happy to have you around, Lemm. Very happy.
War's son.
A Wondrous Journal? Yes, yes. I'll add it to the pile with the others. I don't know when I'll get to decipher this one. It's long, hard work translating the many languages of the bugs that explore these caverns. Well, it's a good thing that I've got many for them. I am laying out your current path in life. Have fun with translating each and every one of these. A Wondrous Journal. You've a knack for finding these. Corpses must be frequent on your journey. No doubt your nails created many more. True, but I never started a fight. They all started fights with me. Well, more often than not. Another Wondrous Journal, eh? This journal is of a traditional stone type. Text endures well upon it. In its declining age, the city switched from stone to parchment woven of spider silk. It's a small tragedy, but the moisture in these towers has rendered most of those texts illegible. Yeah, spider silk in that case, but this much moisture indeed seems like a bad combination. But also, is indeed something. If they started writing on spider silk, it shows the connection between Deep Nest and the City of Tears, between the pact that was made, possibly. Which is pretty cool. Okay, do you have anything else to say? Because again, many more of these, many more Wondrous Journals. Have you heard that saying about stone journals? No? If danger lurks close by and your nail has dealt with wear, just swing your journal at your foe with blunt and deadly flare. I guess that can work. It's a good one, isn't it? And accurate. They sure have a heft to them. I am not surprised. What's that? A Wondrous Journal? Yup, you guessed correctly. I have so many of these now. Once I get around to deciphering them, I'll be the preeminent scholar of Hallownest dead. Yes. Have fun. A Wondrous Journal? It's quite incredible how many of these you've collected. You must have traveled the breadth of the kingdom to accrue such a haul. Yep, and I'm bringing them all to you at once. I really should have brought these earlier to you, but there was no better time than the present. A Wondrous Journal. It's quite incredible how many of these you've collected. Yep, okay, that's the same as before. Brilliant. Well, in that case, I have enough Geo. And while we are in the City of Tears, there is two small things that I would like to check. The first thing being rather simple and something I maybe should have done before. Revisit our old friend. At least I would imagine you would be here. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? And also, before we listen, why did you attack me? I mean, really? Why? The Dung Defender. Oh, it's you again. I'm glad to see you return. No, please don't say a word. I must apologize for my previous behavior. Entirely my fault. I mistook you for one of those meddling, skulking husks. Yet you bested me in the most majestic, knightly fashion.
Huh. He actually apologized and gave quite a good reason as to why he attacked us. Interesting. Although, nonetheless, he still could have tried speaking to us beforehand. Oh well, it's clear this jolly fella had no foul intentions.
Well, I guess. Apology accepted? But I've got so many questions regarding you. Aha! That's here. You've been to her grove. Isma's grove. I swore I'd visit, but my duties, my oath. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ignore me. I'm being foolish. If I'm not careful, I'll just sink down into old memories and won't ever come back again. Oh, she's a great judge of character. So she gave you her blessing. You must be something special indeed. I'm barely worthy to be in your presence. Who is this Isma? Oh, such joyful, vigorous combat. I'd almost forgotten the feeling. I was once a knight, you see. By the grace of our good king, I stood proudly before the throne, watching Helena swell to greatness. Then that nasty business with the affliction. Yeah, definitely nasty. We knights defend against a physical, but a formless enemy. How to defeat such a foe? That is the question, yeah. I still don't know how. Our king tried in his own way, a cruel means it was, and still, eventually, we were brought low. Bah, I shouldn't be so morose. You've invigorated me. 'Tis a truly delight to meet one whose strength can match my own. I would say you don't get a lot of visitors here, do you? But at the same time, I can imagine that if I were not so far into the game, you would have been a whole lot stronger than before. Go now, mighty warrior of Hellenist. You've proven your honor. Good fortune on the path ahead. Yeah, good fortune. Okay, so what do you dream about? So there were others. Again, more vessels around. Oh, that is cool. Okay, now there was something that someone also said. Below this valve, if I were to use the Descending Dark, how? I wonder also, oh my god, that is a lot of dung. How did someone ever figure that was possible? How? Like, there was no shaky ground whatsoever, but still you can... Really weird, really weird. But anyway, it'd be a dung hole. What if we... Is that an image of the king? That has to be an image of the king. Also, this place is just gross. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. False knights. What? Was the Grey Mourner also a knight? Like, that looks like Shay. And also, gah, this place is gross. I've got no clue who the other 3 are, but the False Knight might be one of the 5 knights as well. Which brings me right to my second thing that I wanted to check out while I was still inside of the City of Tears. Yep, now that I take a proper look at it, that is indeed the False Knights. So, let's say the knight. His armor was being used by one of those small grubs. That can't have been the normal knights, right? Those small guys, they can't have been the normal big guy. So, in that case, who was the original? Also, wrong spot. Who was the original knight? Because, dear God, that size, that is bloody menacing. But anyway, we're done here. I'd say it's time to go back to Dirtmouth, buy back our charm, and then visit Salubra. Now, the one thing I've got to avoid right now is actually accidentally give my other charm to Divine. Because really, I don't even want to know how expensive the final one is going to be. How are you doing, Divine?
Oh, Shadow and Fire will dance together so prettily, I think.
Is that a reference to me now being with Shadow and such? No clue. Anyway,
Again? Oh, you're so greedy for gifts. A poor little lovely. Give me your tune and I will give you your gift.
Yes, I will pay 15,000. You're bringing me in trouble. With this much geo. What do you even need that much geo for? And honestly, for such a gross thing, it's... Thank you, Unbreakable Strength. Much appreciated. Not gonna give you the other one as of right now. Which means... down we go to Salubra, but before we do that... it's time for another 10 precepts of Zote. Precept 21. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't just walk along staring at the ground. You need to look up every so often to make sure nothing takes you by surprise. That's a very important thing to say. Yes. Although, why would we? Oh, they don't want to enter. Did not want to enter. I would say that is something very important in case you're walking around with a mobile phone, and otherwise you don't walk. It's so. Why am I even questioning it? Precept 22. Abandon the nest. As soon as I could, I left my birthplace and made my way out into the world. Do not linger in the nest. There is nothing for you there. So, you're a vessel, Zote. You left the nest. How did you leave the nest? It was locked. How? Or was this a case? Oh, one of the many. No. This brings me back to. Okay, so can you shush for a moment? Thank you. This brings me back to the whole idea of, okay, all these vessels were created, all failed, not good enough, not pure enough, until finally the pure vessel had ascended, and they locked the door to forget about what happened. That has to mean that all the vessels out here right now left before those doors were closed, but what does that leave? Where does that leave us? Like, we appeared near the Howling Cliffs, coming from nowhere, being drawn back towards the kingdom, having no clue what's going on. But we knew this place. We have been in Hallownest before, but where did we come from in that case? Like, we have to originate from the Abyss, from that place. But where did we go? And why did we return? That is still bugging me. So, for your stupidity, you do bring a lot of questions. Precept 23. Identify the foe's weak point. Every foe you encounter has a weak point, such as a crack in their shell or being asleep. You must constantly be alert and scrutinizing your enemy to detect their weakness. Really? Oh god. Precept 24. Strike the foe's weak point. Really? Really? Oh my god. Once you have identified your foe's weak point, as per the previous precept, strike it. It will instantly destroy them. That's where life end comes into play. Possibly. Precept 25. Protect your own weak point. Ah, Zote! Be aware that your foe will try to identify your weak point, so you must protect it. The best protection? Never having a weak point in the first place. Ah, Zote. Just Zote. Precept 26. Don't trust your reflection. When peering at certain shining surfaces, you may see a copy of your own face. The face will mimic your movements and seem similar to your own, but I don't think it can be trusted. Really? Precept 27. Eat as much as you can. When having a meal, eat as much as you possibly can. This gives you extra energy and means you can eat less frequently. There's logic in it, but also no logic. Precept 28. Don't peer into the darkness. If you peer into the darkness and can't see anything for too long, your mind will start to linger over old memories. Memories are to be avoided as per Precept 4. What's that Precept 4? I can't remember. It's just one big mess of randomness. Precept 29. Develop your sense of direction. It's easy to get lost when traveling through winding, twisting caverns. Having a good sense of direction is like having a magical map inside of your head. Very useful. Or you buy a map from Cornifer. Also, how are you two doing? Oh, Cornifer is home. Oh, that is adorable. Hi. After more supplies? You've already bought so much. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Okay, so how are you doing? Cornifer's home at last. But look at him. He's exhausted. He always does this. Furiously tries the place, then collapses once he's done. He'll be sleeping for some time, I imagine. So even with him home, I'm still lost for company. But I do love the bug. Even his faults. Seeing his passion for maps, it's something of an inspiration. Corny keeps asking me to join him on his adventures, and I've always declined. Maybe next time I should accept the offer. Yes, 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 accept it. Make it a date. Go to someplace nice. You'll love it, I'm sure of it. You're enjoying yourself down in the ruins. At times my husband... Yeah, okay, we've talked about that. What are you thinking about, by the way? I'm glad I put down my weapon. This quiet life with Corny makes me a lot happier. It would be nice to stretch my legs again, though. Sometime soon. Go on that date. Do it. And have fun. Meanwhile, precept number 30. Never accept a promise. Spurn the promises of others, as they are always broken. Promises of love or betrothal are to be avoided especially. Surely. Oh dear god. Alright, enough precepts for Zote for the time being. We need to return to the Forgotten Crossroads and visit the lovely Salubra. I can't remember what she was. Was she a slug? I think she was a slug. I don't know. It's weirding me out. Now I do hope that this is actually enough. That this fragment actually counts as a full charm. Because otherwise, I'm gonna have to find the other half first. Hi Salubra, how are you? I can't get it. Why can't I get... I have all the charms. Come on. Don't do this to me. I have all of them. This one, it's full. Come on. Oh, dear God. Okay. Where, oh where would I find the other half? Possibly the palace. Maybe. It's the only other place I can imagine. One half of the kingdom with the queen, the other half being with the king. We don't know where the king is. So maybe in the ruins of the palace, but that means we would have to enter that dream. But we are not going to do that just yet, no. This will have to wait for a little bit. For the time being, that means, actually, there's not too much left for us to do anymore. We've got the dream bosses. We have to go and face the false knight, the soul master, then the broken vessel, then the palace grounds, dream nail guy, then the Zote the mighty. After that, I plan to do the Grimkin flame stuff. Then we go for the final dreamer, Lurian the watcher, and after that, to the Temple of the Black Egg. So, for the time being, that means I'm gonna prepare, because we have a false knight to face once again.
Although a barrage of dream fights is up next, we'll have to wait and see which one will turn out to be the real nightmare. My vote goes to Zote, obviously, but further on the horizon, another king might be waiting for us.